Hello and welcome to Quinville. I'm Marsh Stanham, and in this special midweek B episode, we're going to fix the train congestion that's been plaguing the city as of late. I've loaded up the save from just before we moved the Briarwood Lumber Company so you can see how congested the rail network had gotten, but we'll be doing our work from where we left off after the big relocation. There's no neighborhood focus this time around, just a fantastic train fix that'll get everything moving smoothly again through the northern part of the city. So without further ado, let's get building. Alright, so we are ready to move on to our train fix. I'm going to turn despawning back off. And we're going to take a look at what's going on here and why we need to fix it. For the longest time, I got away with this very simple rail network. There's just one line that passes through the industry area. Very busy spot here. It's not quite as busy now that the forestry area is gone, though this station is still getting some use. But there's a lot coming off of here. A lot. Now, the way I was getting away with some of this is that this doesn't go, for the longest time, this didn't go anywhere at all. This line going through wasn't even a thing. But eventually I tied in the passenger station down here. But if you notice, this line does not go through here. And none of these stations, except for this one, are two-way. Like you only go in, you don't go out. So that helped me limit the amount of traffic that I would get because we didn't have any of the stuff of the trains going from one city to another, just going through our build. It was only stuff delivering to a station and then leaving. That was it. But the volume of passenger traffic is pretty significant through here, and the volume of freight traffic is also very large, and we have a lot of stations, a lot of places to get in. It gets us backed up from time to time. Now, it does look like getting our industry area moved out of here and lowering the amount of freight traffic using the lines has significantly improved this, but I know that it's susceptible to problems, and I want to fix that anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another parallel line here. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the infrastructure in this area. I'm going to get rid of this one station here. This one can remain, as can this, as will these two, but I'm going to bring in a new line that's going to be separated passenger-only line to get to that station down here. Wherever that is, here we go. Down in Fort Quinn area. So I'm going to have to pause it for that and get to work. See how our traffic is doing here. Oh yeah, making that collector has cleared this up really nicely. I had to turn a light on here at one point, I thought. Yeah, I had to turn that into a light at one point. But that was when we had industry traffic in here. This isn't an issue anymore, so I'm going to put it back the way it should be. Is that a light? It is a light. Also, I don't think that one's necessary either. The rest of that stuff we can clean up next time around. For now, I'm going to pause, and we're going to get cooking on this train network. One thing I'm going to do, too, is this is no longer going to be at grade. There were severe issues here. I don't know if you noticed or if I passed over this area while the train backup was severe. There would be like piles and piles of vehicles trying to get through here because the traffic was just so constant coming back and forth. We're going to resolve that as well by syncing the new line. So this will stay in place, and then we're going to have another one parallel right here. And for that, I'm going to use our lovely parallel road tool in Network Multi-Tool. I did not want to do it that way. This is going to be a mess, I'm sure of it. Oh yeah. Oops. Well, let's clean this up one more time. This time, with things being what they're supposed to be. I think if I remember right, I'm gonna have to pull some of this back. I could have gone out to this node. Okay, let's see what we have to do to fix this one up. Looks like we also need to pull that out of the way. Okay, so we need to upgrade this stretch into... I did it again somehow. That's weird. Perfect. Now they match where they enter. They match where they leave. Bridge lengths are a little different. Fix that. Let me do that. And then I can match this up coming this way. Through here, we turn this on. Got some terrain stuff happening. I'm going to have to bring everything down on the line that goes through. And that's going to be this line here, which I may have to pull back to get under here. No, it looks like it's fine, actually. That's excellent. Oh, that's why it's in tunnel mode. Okay. I want this to be on ground mode. Now I actually want it to be on that mode. This is going to come through here. This isn't going to look super great going through here. We'll have to play with that and get it fixed. Definitely going to use anarchy. I'm just going to draw this thing straight through right now. Clearly that needs to be pulled back. If I remember right, I need to come back a little bit further here. I'm going to back this thing up way back. Okay. That might be a little bit too deep. See what I'm working with. Okay, that way that's level through here. For now, obviously I'm going to have to do some upgrading of these roads. Let's get this road upgraded, because that's going to bother me. Let's see, industry. We want this elevated. Let's change where that node is. Don't want that node. Probably should have added this one in first, but it's fine. One right here, because there's going to be another line coming through. This line is going to come in parallel. I'm probably going to have to get rid of that substation. And this continues through here, and all that is fine. Again, maybe some cleanup necessary. I don't love how this looks, and I may try raise this a little bit if I can. We'll see at the end where we're at with that stuff. The real tricky bit is going to be this other rail line, because this has to go under here as well. Get that to ground. Do that to... Turn that so I can see how many units I'm at. And then through under this bridge. That right there. And that's too low. It needs to be parallel to, or at the same level as this one. So move it, we'll set that to object height, and we'll be in good shape. Now this is where things get interesting, because we're going to take this down so that it's at street level, and this is all going to tie in, because the line that we're building now is south of this one, but we still want to tie into this station. So I'm going to have to do some serious weaving here. Maybe I will leave this road elevated. I was going to try to bring the road down to terrain height and then weave the train line over it, but I think having the train line stay at terrain height and then sinking back down under this makes more sense. It'll just have to climb for that brief period, and it's going to have more grade than I'd like it to have, but it's necessary to get this in, and we may be able to bring this up too, like I said. So let's get this stuff in place. So from here, I need to come up to terrain height, and that's going to go here. I'm going to upgrade this to be elevated. That's going to look absolutely horrible. It already does kind of look bad, but again, we'll fix stuff as we go. Go to here. I want to see what I'm working with. Yeah, I can bring this back down once this ties in. I can tie that in like that. And even this can be on a downslope if I have to do it that way. That's very strange. I don't know why it did that. I had it set to elevate. Let's force ground instead. As we expected. Let's get in here with this. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed that, yeah, that's not gonna stick around. But I can bring these both way up from where they are. I'm disappointed that the train network wasn't as bad as it had been when I did this fix, because I tested it, and when things were really awful, and I put this in, and it all ran really smoothly, but that was before I moved any of this stuff over. I just moved some stuff around in order to do a test. So, is what it is. Let's get this to here, sloped out. 3.4 is more than you'd like on a train line, but this is a very short segment, so I think we'll be okay with it. And then from here to here, I can tell we've got some things going on with, I'm going to get rid of this node, for example. And I'm going to slope this. Like I said, well, I don't want to bring this down any lower because I want to be able to raise this bottom line so that we don't have such extreme trenching. So I'll have to, let's move it here. Grab both of these nodes. I'm going to pull this up, do as high as I can. Looks like that's about it right there. Should be able to set these to object height of that. And then from here, this needs to be where it's at to get under this part, and I will have to raise this a little as well. Let's get this pulled in, some, and then raised up. Oops. That still needs more, significantly more, to there. That's good. And then, okay, not all, yeah, that's, okay. So here, I did not want to do that. Wrong tool. Though what I do want is that to be a node. Let's get rid of both of these. I Actually, let's put in ones right here. So we will leave this bit at the lowest point of this network, and then we'll slope from here to here. More extreme than I'd like, but again, it's for a very brief period. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. We have from here to here can all be from here to here, rather, is another slope segment. Just like from here to here is another slope segment. And then from there to there. I will fix this. This doesn't need to be that low at this point, I don't think. Matter of fact, they can both start their way up since this is so elevated here. Got quite a bit of room to work with, so let's grab all of these nodes here. Bring this stuff up. Oh yeah, that's got plenty of space now. Let's get, I'm actually gonna set this to that height, and let's see what that does. Awesome. That is excellent, excellent news. So now I slope from here, here. That's not that bad. I actually still have enough room to do that. Beautiful. Here. I think I got this as close as I can already. But I don't have to do that here. I can have this continue a little further out. Ooh, I'm going to have to be buried for this, though, aren't I? So I should not be coming up too much with this one. As a matter of fact, let's get this line in place under here. So we know exactly how much room we have to work with. Take that just to there. I know we spent so much time doing this last time around, and here I am again with the same bridge, but I did not yet know that I was going to need to do all this work at that point. Oops. Okay, this can come up for sure. So we bring that up to forward, see where that catenary is. Probably about there is fine. Then, I can just create a parallel road with my tool again. 3, just like I did before, puts it at the same height. Which for this is going to be a little low, I think. So I want these to be together at this point. So let's bring these down just a hair. That gives the catenary clearance. That's what I needed to see. All right, finish this up. And slope again. Slope this all the way to here. And same with this. I could slope this all the way to here. And then I can upgrade this stretch to elevated so that it doesn't look so ridiculous. We would assume that trench would be a pretty uniform depth, or really it's just I don't want that tearing and the weird cliffside stuff like we were getting. We're going to smooth and clean this out a lot. It looks really rough, but everything weaves in nicely. Everything goes where it's supposed to, and I can rework my heights a little bit here. As a matter of fact, let's clean this up entirely. I'm just going to bring this here, and we can play with heights a moment. I like how it looks when you mess with stuff with move it like that, so let's just pull it back. Try again. Okay, so this clearly does need to be up to a degree, but I don't need it to be quite as high as it was or where it was. Let's add in a node here and here. I'm going to get rid of that second one there. And then we will adjust with move it for these two. That should be good there. This looks a little rough. I can move this over slightly. Okay. It's not super attractive. Well, part of it's this mess. Let's get this elevated. And slope that. And then I think this can come down a little bit, to be honest, without screwing us up too badly here. And that will come up a little. Because just because the thing that's holding the catenary is above bridge level, the catenary itself starts fairly low below that. See what I mean? So it's got plenty of clearance at this point. I can bring this down a little bit more, just a little more. What is that slope-wise? Because I don't like that. Okay. I think I know what I want to do. It's still pretty significant, isn't it? It really is. Again, for a short stretch, I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds in this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be okay, and it's okay. I do want to fix that. It's bothering me. And we can soften around here. Okay, now to do some softening on our trench. Not going to look great, but it is going to look better. I think I can bring that down a little, don't you? Yeah. Nope, that's too much. And then I'm going to elevate this section again. I just don't like how that looks at all. That's much more reasonable looking. Don't love this. I can live with it. And I love how smooth this network is going to be through here now. Let's back this off another couple steps. What we're also going to do, I'm going to lengthen the amount of time that this line is extended here. So back to our parallel network tool. That's an interesting little tunnel. You know what? Let's just get rid of that stretch on the ground. Oh, I see why it wasn't working, because I hadn't switched to ground level. All right, beautiful. And then we'll tie this in Curved road tool. Perfect tie-in. Curved tool. There we go. Perfect tie-in. That is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Now let's smooth stuff out again. We can go from... Whoops. I don't want parallel. I want slope. From here to here. And then do the same here to here. Really nice little rail trench here all the way out. I'm really happy with this. I am really happy with this. Now let's tie this in here. Now I can let this run now that this is all tied together. Nothing is going to use this separated track section yet because we haven't finished this part. But we will right now. What we're going to do here, to get this to tie in, we're going to, and to avoid running into the road, etc., we're going to bring this up. We're going to cross everything, including this line right around here on the shorter curve. And then we'll tie into the to this section right around here someplace. Okay. Since this is a passenger dedicated line for this section of it, I am going to use our high-speed viaduct. Want it to come and separate itself that much. I also don't want it to be stuck on the ground. I think I'm going to do another parallel segment here. Just the one. Force elevated because I'm going to be lifting that up. Road tool, grab the guideline, tie it in. This. Do I need my freeform for? Get rid of all this stuff but angle. Really wants to be grabby. I want it to come through. Like that. And we're gonna have to raise all of this. I thought I had it higher off the ground than this, but I clearly did not. So let's grab this whole network here. Okay, is that above everything it needs to be above? It's fine. It's good. Actually, that could come down a little. It's fine. That I'll have to raise a little bit, I guess. I don't want that node there. I want it there instead. I can grab these two. I just want that one. And then raise it a little bit. Perfect. So we slope from here. That, I always do that. I'm so used to just hitting that. It's usually on the slope tool. So from here to here, let's slope. Ideal. I can come down a tiny bit and still have room to get under there. Yeah, that catenary is fine. So, back to slope. Again, not ideal, but we will deal with it for the short speed. It's got enough turns that it's probably not going to be terribly high speed anyway, even though that's the viaduct I'm using for looks sake. And we're going to tie right back into this. No. To one step out further. Okay, now let's check our sloping here. I'll have to slope this node. And this one. Just fixed that. It really slowed down there. We have two nodes really, really close. That's what's going on. Just like it did before. It didn't like that very much, but this is going to make things go way faster. Oh, everybody got kicked off the train in the air. Nice. And the very last thing that we need to do to make this all function properly, go here into TMPE, and we're going to set speed limits all throughout the cargo section in town here. So if you look, normally it's got that slash. There's no speed limit for the rails. Usually it's just up to what the trains can do. We're going to pull everything down here to 30 miles an hour. 35, we'll say. Let's go. From once this bridge starts. Yeah, now I can hold shift and it'll do everything along here for me. Oh, it's done beautifully. It goes all the way to here. So that same deal, same deal throughout here. There's no reason for them to be going any faster. And then once they're in this area, they can go whatever speed they like again. This is really slowing down still. I thought that we would have fixed that. Oh, it doesn't like something about what we've got going on here. Okay, let's get this figured out. I've paused it for right now. It looks good. Except for that bit right there. I may pull that. Let's... Yeah, but that has fixed the issue. Just don't like how this looks at all. Let's see if I can't node controller that out a little. Offset. This one. And this one. Again, move it. It works fine, but I really don't like the way this looks. I'm going to do this differently. Let's pull this out just a little bit. Did that wrong. Just a little there. See if that doesn't help us tie this in better. Let's also change how this node is functioning, because it's not anything other than a middle right now. Part of it, I think, is that it's coming in on a slope. That looks much, much better. Much, much, much better. Okay. Excellent. Now we're good. Shouldn't have any node issues with things being too close. Everything should be just fine. Whoops. And that, as they say, is that. We should see no industrial traffic coming through this way because they all want to stop at all these stations, and no passenger traffic going through this way because they don't want the lowered speed limits, even though it will still get them all the way through. What is going on out here? Trying to leave. We got some issues out here somewhere? No? I have no idea what's happening here. So I've run into stuff like this before, and how I've had to fix it is just delete the part where there are issues, and then put things back where we want them. Beautiful. I don't like this bridge though, so let's change that to one of these. See if that fixed our issue. Looks like it did. Excellent, excellent. Whoa, we had some air train stuff going on, but it's flowing. They're getting to where they need to go. I think there was a ton of cargo traffic that was coming off of the industry area, but with this, we are all done. We are all set. I think that this has been an excellent, excellent episode. We've gotten a lot done, even if it took us a while. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. We have so much room to work with now. I'm really excited about what I can do with it. Oh, let me... another power orphan here. I'm really, really excited about what we can do with all the space that we had and what we got accomplished today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun, because I did, and I hope to see you next time around. Like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and enjoy the ride.